everyone, it's KayBeast, and I am back again this week with a sketchbook tour video. Before I get into that, I just wanted to repeat something from last week's video. During my hiatus, I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I wanted to do something to celebrate that, say thank you for helping me hit that milestone, and also for sticking around during my hiatus. And I'm still leaning towards a Q&A. So if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know in the comments below. I might even make it a live stream on my Twitch channel, so if that interests you, let me know. And also, if you'd like to participate in the Q&A, leave me some questions that I can answer. I'm currently leaning on doing that the first week of March, so yeah, let me know if that's something you're interested in and I can set that up. Anyway, let's get into the sketchbook tour. Let me lift that up a little bit. Okay, so this is my third sketchbook from the ones that I've actually saved, and this one I worked on through early 2004 to halfway through 2005, and I was 15 and 16 when I did it. So this one was my personal sketchbook. I kept this and the previous sketchbook with me at the same time. The previous sketchbook was prioritized for classwork, although I did other things in it after finishing that class. And then this one I kept with me to do my random doodles, so that, you know, when I turned in my homework, my random doodles wouldn't be in there, was basically the idea. So, I have not seen this since I, you know, went through and dated all my sketchbooks about a year ago, so I can't remember what's in here, so this is going to be interesting. So let's look in here. Yeah, a lot of them are kind of messy, because that tends to happen sometimes with pencil drawings. I have no idea what this is. Holy crap, look at them feet. Oh my god, those are little stubs. Why? Yeah, this was like right in the beginning of my anime manga obsession, when I was really getting into reading manga and watching stuff, and also obsessed with Lord of the Rings, so clearly things got kind of merged, and I did a lot of studies and things from manga that I had, or that my friend had. So there's a lot of in here that are just blatant copying from a comic book or something. Oh boy. There's a cat girl, and that I think there was a story behind it, but I can't remember. Let's see. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z. I was watching a lot of that in high school. My brother and I watched that a lot. He still watches some of it. I haven't watched in a long time, but I kind of want to go back and rewatch some of the old stuff. But yeah, that was copying from, I think a card or something that my brother had. I can't remember. That was never finished. That was me attempting to sketch the trampoline out in the backyard. I lived in a two-family house, and our landlord upstairs had a couple of kids, and there was a trampoline, and this was me attempting to sketch my brother playing with the kids on the trampoline, and yeah, that's what that was. A dragon, and then a lady with a dragon. I drew a lot of dragons. I still draw a lot of dragons. You're mostly just coming up with like character ideas, I think, but a lot of these never actually wound up turning into anything. Doodles, Lord of the Rings sketches, just trying to draw some of the characters in like an anime style. I have no idea what happened to that one. Holy crap. Ooh, that one's bad. Oh. This was copied from an anime, from a comic that I can't remember what comic though, but this was copied, I remember that. And like everything got like messed around and smeared in this book. Like this book was the worst of them that did that. I don't know why. Like I don't even know what this is anymore. I think I wrote a poem for like an English class or something, and I like illustrated it, but like I can't even read it anymore. So I don't even know what this is. This is just a mess, basically. So yeah. Little Native American girl. I was doing a lot of Native American art and stuff. This was me sketching things that I had. So this is a dream catcher that I have on my wall. I still have it. I got it when I was 5 years old at the Red Earth Powwow in Oklahoma City. and I still have it. And then this is something else I got at a powwow. It's a turkey feather, and it's got a thing at the bottom. And then this was a, what did my mom call it? A prayer fan that I made myself with a bunch of turkey feathers. I collect bird feathers, so I still have a whole bunch of turkey feathers and stuff from when I was younger, and we turned it into a prayer fan and stuff. But that's like in a bag somewhere now, and kind of falling apart because there was a lot of hot glue involved because I made it when I was 13, so it didn't really hold together well. Harry Potter fan art. I was gonna draw the characters in an anime style, and I didn't get farther than this, but yeah. Let's see. I like this one. I've always really liked this one. This was a lamppost at a park near my house in high school. This was at Tyler Park in Lowell, Massachusetts, and I used to go there a lot because it was just down the street from my house, and the bus stop that I used to go to school was like right there, so I hung out on a bench one day and just decided to draw the lamppost, and didn't really bother filling in the background in any kind of detail. I was focused on that, but I still like how that turned out. So studies from life I was pretty good at, but stuff from my imagination, not as great as I would have liked them to be. So this was like some weird fairy dragon weirdness. I don't know. I'm still not good with fairies. I did a fairy for my mythical creatures piece last year, and I'm still not happy with that. Insect wings just doesn't really come naturally. But this whole idea of like making like this ethereal, I don't know, dragon spirit thing is kind of fun. I could revisit that for a draw this again, maybe, because this whole idea I think could be something interesting. Again, dragons and this weird lady with like a scythe thing. I'm not really sure. And again, my big problem when I was drawing people back then was the shoulder and the upper torso area would be fine, but then it just slowly get narrower and narrower, so there'd be no hips, and the feet would be these little stubs, and I always had a hard time making sure that the bottom portion of the body was actually fleshed out the way the upper portion was. So yeah, it's really teeny feet. More studies. I think this was at Tyler Park as well. It was a flagpole and a sign on a tree, so I did some of those. My main character from one of my comics that you saw a lot in my previous sketchbook tour. So this was around the time I was coming up with that story idea, and I started messing around with character designs. So this was me being like, oh, what would like a title page for the comic look like? It's not called this anymore, by the way. I renamed it. And I also had glitter gel pens, and I used them on everything. Everything. Yeah. And this was me like, I'm going to draw my comic in my sketchbook. So, yeah. Was my attempt at typography too. Like, yeah, this was going to be page 1, and the story has changed so much in the last, like, God, how long has it been? 14, 15 years, I think, since I started it? Yeah, it's changed so much that this isn't even, like, relevant anymore. But then I was going to start the next page, and I never did. And then I was like, this isn't really the right medium for that. Oh, there goes my camera. So, I don't really know what that was. Obligatory character sheet page of all of just everybody's face, which I did a lot in like every sketchbook I ever have. There's at least one sheet of paper where it's all my characters' faces. So, and again, a lot of them don't look like this anymore. Their names have changed. So this was the story as it was like 14 years ago. And this was one of my characters. She's a werewolf character. But she's changed a lot, actually. I should say they've changed a lot, because in writing the story, I actually found that the character worked better and fit better as someone who's non-binary. So they've changed a lot in the past 14 years. But they were a new character that I came up with right around this time, so I was excited about, like, oh, the new thing, and I wanted to draw them a lot, but yeah, they're way different now. Catwoman. I think this was around the time that Halle Berry Catwoman movie came out, which is kind of one of my guilty pleasure movies because it's so terrible. And this movie came out and I was kind of obsessed with it when it first came out, just because she looked really good in that outfit, so I couldn't really help myself. But that movie really is terrible, but it's kind of fun to watch just because it's so bad. So, this is Mega Tokyo fan art. There weren't a lot of webcomics back in like 2002, 2003, 2004, and Mega Tokyo was one of the first ones I ever read. One of my classmates had a couple of the actual physical books, and I really got into it, mostly because of Miho, because the goth girl thing hasn't always been one of my favorite things. But I haven't read the comic in ages. But I really liked this character and did a lot of fan art for her right around this time. This is again my character, and I think I used this for a bigger piece in my art class, but I can't really remember. I didn't finish that. These were studies from a fashion magazine that I had lying around, or my mom had. This was kind of this random assortment. I was reading, what comic was it? It was Alice 19th, that manga, and I liked some of the costume design in it, and so I used that for inspiration and then just kind of went nuts. But this is another one that I think could be kind of fun to explore for a draw again meme, but I've never actually gotten around to doing it. This is a study from Pet Shop of Horrors, because I really liked that panel, so I drew it. I still love that comic. That comic is pretty awesome. This was me drawing outfits on my characters for like, I don't know, like this like dance scene or something. I'm trying to design their outfits, and I'm like, ugh, why did I do that? That's my main character again, holding a snake, although I've changed the species of snake that she has. The snake in question is actually, I drew mine, because this was such a self-insert character, but it's changed a lot now, so. This is an umbrella stand. Let's see, October 2004. I might have been in Michigan when I drew this. My grandparents lived in Michigan around this time, and I think we went to visit because they were about to move or something, and they gave us their old couches, which we still have, and I think I was hanging out in their patio, and I brought this with me, and I drew their umbrella for some reason. Yeah, no, this was definitely when I was there, because I remember drawing the night sky, basically, because they lived right in the middle of the woods, but this got horribly messy. This is a panel from a comic. This is Suikoden 3, I think. Yeah, the comic I still really like. I just haven't actually gotten all of the volumes, but I really like the art and costumes in them, so I copied a panel from that one. And these are also from Suikoden 3. I was drawing the wolves in one of the opening scenes because I wanted to learn how to draw wolves, so I did some studies from that. I have no idea what that is, but I didn't finish. Didn't even attempt to draw the feet, which I guess is a little better than the stub feet, but yeah. No idea what that is, and holy crap, those... See, at some point I guess I figured out that drawing feet was not working for me, so I just gave up, I think is what happened. This was some studies of Puritan clothing from online. We were reading The Scarlet Letter in my English class, and we were supposed to turn it into an art thing because it was part of the Fine Arts Academy. So I was going to do this little comic of The Scarlet Letter, so I was doing some research. And this is more of the Scarlet Letter research. A lot of this research was me blatantly copying panels from comics because I didn't really know how to draw the faces, and just basically putting a costume on a pre-existing character. Because what's plagiarism? Yeah, no. So this was me doing more of Scarlet Letter. What was her name? Hester Prynne, I think. It's been ages since I read it. Yep, Hester, and then literally like this face is not mine. This is from a comic, and I just gave her a new outfit is basically what happened. Like, this is from a comic. Yeah, I was absolutely awful. This was from a study. This was a study. Roses are something I've always been pretty good at drawing because my mom loved roses and always had them in a vase in the living room, so I would draw them all the time. So these are studies, but the anime ones are Yeah, no, those were not good. Trying out a pose. Did not work good. Yeah, I was doing the drawing the character thing. I have no idea what the hell that was, but yeah. Okay. New character design, because I came up with another character for the story, so I had to draw her all the time. I was doing a study from a magazine, didn't finish it. I'm not sure what this is from. That was just kind of like your typical like sad anime girl thing that was in everything in like the early 2000s. This was a cover from a book, and I was like, hey, I can learn how to draw people. I didn't finish it. This was a character page, you know, doing the whole like character sheet thing. I did a lot of unfinished character sheets. Here's another one. This one didn't get finished, but I started it. Wolf or something? Probably the beginning of another character sheet that never got done. Perhaps? Holy crap, look at that neck. Yeah. This was for some sort of school project. We had to do a self-portrait, and we had to draw ourselves as in the style of a famous painting. And I really liked the painting The Scream. I still do, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to draw myself as The Scream, is what I started doing. And then my friend Lexi decided to add bug stuff on top of it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And I was going to have it be like the canal. Lowell High School has a canal in between it, because Lowell's a mill city between the two big buildings, and I was going to have the canal be the background, and I never finished that. Oh yeah, here we go. So that's the study that I finished, was me doing The Scream. But I can't remember if I ever actually finished that piece or not. But I do remember, like, this was me wearing like my lanyard with like my ID and everything, and I never actually finished it. But that was something that we worked on. This was for a sculpture thing, and it was kind of like a dual project thing. We had to do these plaster sculptures, like a relief sculpture, in my art class, and I kind of decided I didn't want to do that. So instead I used the plaster and the clay to, I think it was clay actually, to build a snake because I wanted to, and the teacher let me, and I don't know why she let me, but she did. But I had to do this, like, paper for my biology class. We had to invent a creature, and then we had to categorize it into, like, you know, class, phylum, genus, all that stuff. And I decided to do, like, a basilisk, but not like the mythical creature basilisk, like a real snake that created the myth, and I built, like, this sculpture of it, and it wound up being just this, like, gigantic beefy head with this tiny little body, and it just got destroyed. So this was me planning out how it was gonna look, and I had fun writing that paper, but I don't know, I think I could have done better. So this was me designing the head. This was I think, I can't remember if I drew this or my friend Lexi drew it, or I copied one of her pieces, because this looks like her art style. Because she was my friend in high school, and we had like more than half of our classes at the same time, our junior year of high school, so we would draw on each other's sketchbooks a lot. So I think this might have been hers. Another basilisk study for that thing. My characters, again, using color pencils for the first time in here. I got a set of color pencils in my stocking one year for Christmas, and then started going crazy. This is not finished. It was a character study. This was Lexi. Lexi drew this in my book. Lexi drew that too. That was her kind of self-portrait, and we just started writing song lyrics in there. So some of this might be Lexi, some of this might be my friend Terry too, actually, because she drew my sketchbooks a lot too, and was, and I think is still really into paganism, because she wrote Happy Beltane, so it might be Terry who wrote that. That kind of looks like Terry's haircut in high school. Lexi had shorter hair. This was Terry, no. Emily? This was Emily. I don't know. I had a lot of friends in high school who were also into art, and we kind of just all doodled into their sketchbooks. So considering these are all in the back, I think it was just my sketchbook getting passed around in one class and everyone just kind of going crazy. So yeah. So that's it for this one. So that's sophomore, junior year of high school. And yeah, mostly just character studies in this one. But yeah, I guess that does it for this week's video. Sorry about not having like a big speed paint. I've got a lot of stuff going on this week. I have a job interview actually the day after I'm recording this. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but we'll see. But yeah, again, I really want to do something for 1,000 subscribers. I'm leaning towards a Q&A or a live stream of some kind. So please let me know in the comments below what you're interested in, if you have any questions for the Q&A, and I will let you know once I've got something figured out. But that does it for this week's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week in the next video. Bye-bye!